History remembers the wars, the victories, and the heroes. But what about the stories we were never meant to know? What if some of the biggest events in history never happened the way we think? Behind the headlines, behind the speeches, behind the textbooks, there are secrets buried so deep that even time itself tried to forget them. Tonight, we uncover three of the greatest cover-ups in human history, each one a glimpse into the shadows of truth and power. It begins in the summer of 1947, in the quiet desert near Roswell, New Mexico. A farmer named Mac Brazel discovers strange metallic fragments scattered across his land. The material is unlike anything he's ever seen, light as paper, yet impossible to burn or bend. The next day, the U.S.N. military arrives and takes control. They announce to the press that they have recovered the wreckage of a flying disc. Newspapers around the world explode with the news, the first proof of life beyond Earth. But within 24 hours, the story changes. Suddenly, officials claim it was nothing more than a weather balloon. The wreckage disappears. Witnesses are silenced. And just like that, the truth vanishes into the desert wind. For decades, rumors swirl alien bodies hidden in underground bases, scientists performing secret autopsies, and government officials covering it all up. When documents are finally declassified years later, they reveal Project Mogul, a top-secret spy balloon experiment. Yet even now, many believe that was just another lie, a cover story to protect something far more extraordinary. 70 years later, Roswell remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. But the truth doesn't only hide in the stars. Sometimes it's written in the halls of power. In 1962, the Cold War reached its boiling point. The U.S.N. government was desperate to find a reason to go to war with Cuba. Behind closed doors, military leaders drafted a shocking plan known as Operation Northwoods. The proposal was simple and terrifying. Stage fake terrorist attacks on American soil, hijack planes, blow up ships, kill innocent civilians, then blame it all on Cuba to justify an invasion. The documents were signed and ready to go. All they needed was President John F. Kennedy's approval, but Kennedy refused. He called it madness and shut it down. The files were buried, locked away for decades, until they were finally declassified in the 1990s. Only then did the world discover how close America came to attacking itself to start a war. It makes you wonder how many other operations were written, approved, and erased before the world could ever see them. And then, there are the cover-ups not born from politics, but from horror. In December 1937, the ancient city of Nanjing fell to the Japanese army. What followed was one of the darkest chapters in human history: mass executions, assaults, and destruction beyond imagination. Over 6 weeks, tens of thousands of civilians were killed. But as the war ended, something even more chilling began: the erasure of truth. Photos destroyed, reports rewritten, history books printed without a single mention of what happened. For decades, the world was told to forget. Generations grew up never learning the name Nanjing. Only the survivors kept the memory alive: men and women who risked everything to tell their stories. Their trembling voices became the only evidence that remained. Even today, some deny it ever happened, calling it propaganda or myth. But denial doesn't erase truth, it only hides it longer. 3 stories, 3 different times, 3 different places. Yet they all share one thing in common: the fear of truth. When truth threatens power, it is buried. Whether it's a crash in the desert, a secret war plan, or an atrocity erased from memory, the result is the same. Silence replaces truth. Lies replace history. But truth doesn't die. It waits. It lingers in the shadows, hidden in dusty archives and forgotten voices, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover it. Because maybe history isn't about what happened, it's about what we were allowed to remember. The next time you hear a story that sounds too perfect, too convenient, ask yourself, what part was left out? What truth still hides behind the curtain? History is written by those in power, but the truth, real, uncomfortable, unstoppable truth, always finds a way back. And perhaps the greatest cover-ups aren't the ones we've discovered, but the ones still buried in plain sight, waiting for us to ask the right question.